up you guys, it's Bryony, your favourite little period positive pixie here, and today I'm going to be sterilising all my menstrual cups. So, this idea came about because I realised that I have a lot of menstrual cups, and I have to actually confess, this technically isn't all my menstrual cups. I have more than this. I haven't even counted how many of these there are. I'm going to have to do that at some point. But these are all the cups I currently have in my house that have been opened, or that are not for use with sort of demonstrations and aren't in packaging. I have some that are in packaging that I keep just in case somebody wants to come around and is like interested in a menstrual cup, and I can be like, here you go, you can have one, you know. Great to be friends with me if you want a happy period. But I decided that it was time to sterilise all the ones I currently had and to see what I even have anymore, because I've had so many menstrual cups at this point that I've tried that I don't even know all the brands that I have now. Some of them are still at my parents' house in like a drawer I have over there, so this is more just like I said, well, this is what I have here, and the ones that I use, a mixture of the ones I use all the time and ones that I haven't really used since I tried them out. So I figured we'd just get rid of them all, get them all sterilised today and see what we can do. So my plan is, because there's so many of them, to split them sort of down the middle and sterilise half of them with some sterilising fluid that I have here, and half of them I'm going to boil in a pan. So there's many ways you can actually sterilise a menstrual cup, and you do not need all this. This is just because I'm a period positive pixie that, you know, likes to review all this stuff and test out menstrual cups. You usually only need one or maybe two if you're trying to find your Goldilocks cup. But yeah, so typically I would just boil them or put them, some of them come, you can see all the nice bags and everything that they come in here. Some of them do actually come with like a little sterilising pot that you can just literally put the cup in. Let me take that out. Just put the cup in. Where's this one? There it is. And you fill it up with water. You actually put the cup this way up. Fill it up with water, put the lid on, which has a small hole in the top, and then you put it in the microwave for like 5 minutes, and that will sterilise it. So with individual cups you can kind of do this, and you can also buy little sterilising pods as well. We sell them on the Precious Stars website actually, along with like the little sterilising tablets. So there are many options. You can use sterilising fluid, sterilising tablets, mini tablets we have. You can just boil them in a pan or in a mug, in the microwave. There's many things you could do, and it's really, really easy. So technically speaking, you should sterilise your cup once a month, either at the end of your menstrual cycle when you finish using it, or right before you're about to start. Personally, I'm not too rigorous on this because I figure that the other things that go in your vagina, aka fingers and penises, don't strike me as being that sterile either. So I feel like the vagina can handle it. But some people are really like germophobic or just are really keen to sterilise things all the time. So the good news is about menstrual cup, you can sterilise it as often as you want. It's completely up to you, it's your choice, and you know where it's been. So let's get right on into it. They make the weirdest noise when they're moving. So first of all, with this rough half of the menstrual cups, I'm going to sterilise them in a bowl with the fluid. So I'm going to follow the instructions on this pot. Now the thing to remember when you're using a sterilising fluid or tablet is that these are designed for like 5 litre pots, and you're not going to be using that much. So you need to make sure that you adjust the measurement amounts on the back to fit the size of bowl that you are using. So once you've got your sterilising fluid in there, you can just go ahead and pop all the menstrual cups in, preferably trying not to, you know, splash anything. Now because there's so many of the cups, I'm going to have to kind of keep moving them around. And one of the things you're going to notice as well is that TPE cups tend to sit at the top of the water, or the silicone tend to sink when they are fully submerged. So just bear that in mind, but let's put this just to one side for now. So I've realised I actually have too many cups left to sterilise in the saucepan because they'd all be boiling over. So some of these are going to have to go in another bowl with some sterilising fluid, but the rest of them I'm going to get boiling on here now. So after these have boiled for 5 minutes, they are done. The ones that are in the sterilising fluid need a little bit longer. You can leave them for 15 minutes to 24 hours, depends on how long you want to leave them. Typically, I personally choose to leave them for at least an hour in the fluid, and then I'll drain them off, rinse them so they haven't got any of that chlorine and disinfectant stuff on them, and then leave them to dry. So for the moment, I'm going to leave these ones put them to one side. And I'm gonna drain the water off of these cups and lay them out on a nice clean tea towel here to dry off. Easiest way if you've got more than one, just use a sieve. I may or may not have just burnt myself slightly. Also, top tip, if you just have one menstrual cup, which most of you will, and you are boiling it and finding it's popping to the surface and you want to keep it underneath, little trick is to take a whisk like this. I'm just going to use this little menstrual cup here, squish the cup in, and then stick that in the bottom of the pan, and your menstrual cup will stay in there and completely submerged. Top tip. And there you go. This is just what I'm doing with the ones that are boiled, and later on, when the ones that are currently sterilising over here have been done, I will put them onto a tea towel as well. Both these methods are just as effective as each other, so really it's just down to personal preference for which one you want to use to sterilise your cup or cups. The sterilising fluid is great because you can have a bowl that you just use and you put the water in and you put the sterilising fluid in and you can forget about it, whereas with these ones you do kind of have to wait with them for 5 minutes to boil. But the plus side of boiling them is that everyone pretty much anywhere in the world can do it. Everyone can boil water, so as long as you have a little pan or a saucepan or something and some heat to boil the water, you can sterilise a menstrual cup. So that's why they are so accessible to so many people, which is great. But if you maybe want to have a different method, you don't want to boil them in your saucepan or have a mug dedicated to it or something, and you just want a sterilising pot, you can do it in the microwave. And even then, if you don't have that, you can just have a bowl or something you use and sterilise it there. And of course the sterilising fluid itself is going to clean the bowl out, and they're all clean anyway, they've all been washed, it's just the sterilisation part of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video of me sterilising all my menstrual cups, and hopefully you picked up some useful tips as well. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. YouTube is being really weird at the moment. As I said before, it seems to think I'm a minor and it's disabled my comments. Sometimes it lets me have them for like a day or two and then it switches them off, and sometimes it's switched off in the beginning. So depending on how it is, either comment down below, maybe they're back up by the time you see this video, and if you can't, I've got links to my Instagram and Facebook pages down below where you can also go and ask questions on there. I will post a picture of this and you can comment any questions you have there, or comment about the video down below. I always love to hear your guys' opinions and stuff, so it's a bit of a bummer that I can't at the moment, but hopefully you'll be able to go over there and leave your reply. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please do subscribe and I'll see you later. Happy periods.